What up, what up, what up, New York Giant Nation? It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan, coming back at y'all with episode 2 of the Real Deal NFC East Roundup. Now, just like I said last week, I mentioned it last week, this is going to be kind of like a partial show, also like last week was, whereas you know there is no last week action to speak of, so we're just going to be talking about the Week 1 predictions. You know, we're going to be breaking down Week 1 games for the NFC East teams, and we get started real early with that. As we know, Dallas and the Buccaneers is kicking off the NFL season tomorrow night. Cannot wait. I'm ready for some football. This is the games that actually matter. Preseason is all good and everything, but I like the real deal. It's time for the real deal right now. So I've been excited since the schedule makers released this schedule. I've actually been low-key excited for this football game for a couple of different reasons. So we're going to get right on into it, man. Start breaking down the opening game of the season. Starting the season off this year, we've got the Dallas Cowboys traveling to the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I've been, like I said, low-key excited about this game ever since the schedule been released for a couple of different reasons. Because the Dallas Cowboys, obviously, I hate them a lot. They're a division rival of my New York Giants. But also, for the simple fact that just because the Dallas is an intriguing team for me, because we all know that when 100% healthy, their offense is absolutely one of the best in the NFL. However, defensively, they have some issues. You know what I mean? So I've been excited about this game because this will give us a good measuring stick on who the Dallas Cowboys actually are. Because we know what the Buccaneers are. They're the defending Super Bowl champs. They brought back all 22 starters, unprecedented. And we know that they are still a very, very good football team on both sides of the football. One of the probably absolute most balanced teams in the league, if not the most balanced team in the league. And they are obviously led by the GOAT, Tom Brady. I mean, that just says it all right there. But they got a lot more to them than just that, man. And the thing that makes this game matchup intriguing is because the Cowboys can throw punches with them offensively. You know what I mean? But here's the problem. Tampa Bay's defense for the Cowboys, the Tampa Bay's defense, they have the ability to maybe get a couple of clutch stops here and there when necessary. Not so sure what the Cowboys defense can pull that same task off. I mean, as fully loaded as the Cowboys are on offense, Tampa Bay can pretty much is one of the few teams in this league that can match the Cowboys' offensive firepower. I mean, we always talk about Dallas Cowboys' top receivers, probably one of the top receiving cores in the league. CD Lamb, Mari Cooper, Michael Gallup. Well, let's go look at the top 3 on Tampa Bay real quick for a second. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, who, by the way, just a few years ago was pretty much everybody's top wide receiver in the entire league before he had his meltdown a few years ago. But he's still actually a pretty damn. He proved last year that he's still you know, he might not be the guy he was, but he's still he's better than probably anybody else is number 3. I'm sure no other team has number 3 receiver quite like Antonio Brown. Man, look, also Tampa Bay, man, the running game, they got, whereas Dallas, they mostly coming with Zeke. I mean, and Pollard is nice. They got the kid Pollard, who was also actually really good number 2 running back, Tony Pollard. But Zeke is mostly the bell cow. Pollard comes in for a series here and there. Whereas Tampa Bay, they're going to throw that 1-2 punch at you. They're going to throw Fournette at you to pound you out with Fournette. Then they're going to throw Ronald Jones in and see if he can hit a home run every once in a while, man. And mix Ronald Jones in there, see if he can hit that home run. And now he's very capable. He's not very consistent throughout his career, but he is capable of pulling off some of those big home run plays every once in a while, man. As you remember last season, he had I believe a 98-yard touchdown run at one game last year against somebody they were playing against. Like I said, Tom Brady, we don't even talk about that guy. So to me, the real test is what is the Dallas? That's what it is. What is the Dallas Cowboy defense really truly made of? That's what I'm going to be curious about. That's what I'm intrigued to see here, man. is because offensively they got what you need. I mean, they're going to be missing Zach Martin in this game. That's an unfortunate loss for them because he means a lot, even though he's an offensive guard. And some people might say that's not that important a position. That's bullshit, by the way. As even Ezekiel Elliott was even quoted saying this earlier in the week on an interview session, man. On an interview he had, he believes, and this is Zeke Elliott, who a lot of people probably would think is the star player, who people consider the star player of Dallas Cowboys offense. Ezekiel Elliott straight up said he says Zach Martin is the best player on their offense. That might be a bit much considering some of the weapons they have on offense. At the same time, Zach Martin is a big loss for the Cowboys because Zach Martin is absolutely one of the best at what he does in this league. He is one of by far, easily one of the best offensive linemen in this league. By far. So, and if you like big hog mollies like I do, you know what I mean? He's a guy I definitely respect, even though he's a Cowboy. Nothing but utmost respect, biggest respect for Zach Martin. And so unfortunately, he's not going to be able to play in this game tomorrow night. The Cowboys are definitely going to miss him. However, I still think they'll have the ability to score points because that offense is just I mean, they have weapons like that can go all across the board, man. And be quite honest, they low key got a decent tight end, man. I'm not, Blake Jarwin is not exactly a bum. You know what I mean? He might not give them exactly what damn guy they used to kill the Giants all the time, man. Jason Witten. He doesn't give him necessarily. He's not Jason Witten or anything. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he's a solid guy at tight end. Also, he's also another solid player that, with all the other weapons they have, it helps him be a little more dangerous patrolling the middle of the field. However, like I was once again saying, this defense is just. I know they added a few things. Micah Parsons. It looks like the real deal. So definitely should help upgrade defense a little bit. And honestly, to be quite frank, up front is not where I think the Cowboys have a big issue on their defense. I think up front they can pretty much stack up against anybody just about. It's that back end of that defense I think will get highly exploited all season long unless they can pull off some kind of trade or something or pick somebody up to upgrade that back end of that defense. I just don't believe in those guys, man. I mean, once you talk about after Trayvon Diggs, the rest of those guys back there, man, I just don't. I don't believe in them, man. And Trayvon Diggs alone is not going to hold your secondary down. He's a good young player, but that's what he is. He's a good young player, and him alone is not going to hold that secondary down. And when you got the weapons that Tampa Bay has, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, wide receivers, and then they pretty much got a three-headed monster at tight end too. I mean, that's also kind of unheard of and unusual, but they pretty much got a three-headed monster at the tight end position because all three of the tight ends can all pretty much play ball too. O.J. Howard, Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, they can all play ball, man. So you got to respect all three of those guys. They can all go out there and catch, and to be quite frank, they can block and help in the run game too. So Dallas is going to have their hand full tomorrow night, but this is, as a Giants fan, I'm excited to watch that game tomorrow night because by Dallas being one of our big-time rivals, I'm curious to see exactly what they can do, man. I'm exactly to see what they are, what they made of, man. So I'm going to just go ahead and get right into this right now, man. And I'm going to go ahead and make a score prediction for this game tomorrow night. Zach Martin is a much bigger loss than a lot of people might realize, and I think that is going to help slow down their offense a little bit. But even with him, I still would have picked Tampa Bay to win this game just for the fact that they are the Super Bowl champs. I think they're a flat-out better team, and they're at home. Opening night, you know what I mean, getting them rings. So I'm going to go Tampa Bay 27, Dallas 17. 27-17, man. I'm gonna go with that right now. As a score tomorrow night, I think is going how it's going to all play out tomorrow night. I can see Tampa Bay getting a nice little 10-point win there at home. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy. Dallas is gonna make them have to work for it, but I think Tampa Bay ultimately is going to pull this one off because I just think Dallas does not. I'm not sure Dallas has enough defensively to be able to stop Tampa Bay's offense, whereas Tampa Bay's defense is good enough to get a few key stops to slow Dallas's offense down enough for them to be able to hang on and get the W. So now I'm going to move on to the next game, man. And that is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles at the Atlanta Falcons. This is a tough one here, man. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring affair. I think we're looking at two teams with pretty weak defenses at best. And I think it's just going to be like one of those 30-something to 30-something kind of games. Maybe whoever has the ball last is going to probably win this football game. Probably will be one of the higher scoring games of the week because I just don't see too much defense getting played in this game. Too much good defense, that is. They might surprise me, but the Eagles, man, they're an interesting team this year, man, because with the whole new regime, coaches and everything, not really sure what they really got, man. I don't know a lot about Nick Sirianni, but he hasn't totally impressed me as far as listening to him speak in press conferences and things. Nothing. He doesn't rev my engine. You know what I mean? I'm just say that he doesn't get me hyped. He doesn't like get me ready to run. I'm not ready to run through a wall for Nick Sirianni listening to him talk. With that being said, he could still turn out to be a great coach for all I know. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the man personally. Honestly, never even heard of him prior to him being hired, other than he worked for the Colts. Atlanta, man, they're also an intriguing team because they're probably going to still be a pretty explosive offense. But defensively, man, this team looks just bad. I mean, they just look bad defensively. I think this is a good matchup for the Eagles week 1. They're going to get their season off on a good start. This was a good team to have to get to play first. The Atlanta Falcons is a team they can definitely score some points on. I believe they can definitely dial it up. I mean, I'm not so sure what the Eagles have in Jalen Hurts as an actual full-time quarterback. I'm not sure what they have at receiver with all those young guys. I mean, they got a lot of good. It looks like solid young talent on paper. I mean, they got literally are going to be lining up 3 first-round picks at wide receiver from the last 3 seasons. Of course, one of them is J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. But still, we don't know. Jalen Reagor showed a little bit of promise last year as a potential big-time playmaker. Like I told you, I've been speaking it all offseason. I love Devontae Smith. Still feeling some type of way. I feel like they stole him from us. But at the same time, with that being said, man, they're young. And this is the NFL. It is not college. And like I said, Jalen Hurts got a lot to prove. He had 4 stars last year. He showed an ability to make plays, but he also showed an ability to not be able to throw the football very well. Has he stepped up? Has he improved that? We'll find out, man. I think the kid's a great athlete. I'm not hoping. I mean, I'm not like hoping the kid sucks. I just think he might kind of suck. I just think that's just the reality that people got to face, man. Like I think he can make plays with his legs. Obviously, he's dangerous in that regard. But I think if you force him to stay in that pocket, he's beating nobody with his arm, man. I just can't see it happening. Miles Sanders is another good running back that I like in the NFL in this league, man. Plays for a rival team. I'd honestly say Miles Sanders is probably my favorite current Eagle, even though, it's hard to even say a favorite Eagle, that I have a favorite Eagle, but I do live in the area and hear Eagle talk constantly all day long, all the time. And for what it's worth, I like Miles Sanders. I think he's a great running back. I think he's a great talent on their team. If he can stay healthy, and when he can stay healthy, he's a dangerous player. I also like the young guy they got behind him, Kenny Gainwell, man. That kid's gonna be a baller, man. And if Miles Sanders can't stay healthy, and that kid's gonna come and take the most of the opportunity. I can guarantee that. I can guarantee that. The other hand on Atlanta, man, I'm still waiting. I didn't get to see much from Kyle Pitts in the preseason, so don't really know, how's he going to do it. I don't know how's he going to actually be. Everybody expects him to just come in and just pretty much do the same thing he was doing in Florida. But once again, like I just said, man, this is not the SEC. This is the NFL. And the SEC might be a great conference in college football, but that's what it is. It's college football. NFL is the big boy league. And guess what? Everybody in the NFL is good, including the guys sitting on the bench not getting no playing time. They might not be good enough in the NFL to get on the field in the NFL, but they was good enough to make it to the NFL. So let's remember that. So Kyle Pitts, man, look, he's looking like he's the real deal, obviously also, but at the same time, he's a rookie. He's a young player. And guess what? The Eagles is not going to be playing with his ass on Sunday. They will not be. This is the NFL. And like I said, the little vanilla defenses he was seeing in the preseason, he ain't going to be seeing that on Sunday. The Eagles will be coming with some different looks, trying to confuse him, trick him up, whatever they got to do. Because, right now it's looking like he's going to be pretty much the main threat in the past. Him and Calvin Ridley, excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me, I forgot about Calvin Ridley for a second. Between him and Calvin Ridley, those are going to be the two main threats in the passing game offensively for the Falcons. Mike Davis, man, they paid this guy to come be their starting running back, and okay, but I'm sorry, I'm not sold on this dude at all, man. Like, he's not going to hold it down. And granted, they got a few other guys in there. They actually brought Wayne Gallman, and they got Cordell Patterson. Okay. But so maybe they'll be mixing those guys up a lot, mixing them in. Wayne Gallman's very new, so he probably won't really see the field too much on Sunday for him because he basically hasn't been with the team at all during the offseason. He just got released from San Fran after the last cuts. But at the same time, man, I still think they're a team that can air. Matt Ryan is still an accomplished quarterback in this league. And he can still air it out, man. He's still got a couple weapons to do that with. Like I said, Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley, Calvin Ridley definitely already is. We know he's the real deal. Kyle Pitts, like to assume he will be. Don't really know for sure, man, but see how that all turns out. But for what it's worth, man, I like to just say I think that Atlanta may honestly not have quite enough for Philly in this game, man, because I think Philly's a little bit better than Atlanta, man. Atlanta, I think, is going to end up having a really, really rough season, going to be one of the worst teams in the league. We're definitely going to be on the bottom half when it comes to the records, I think. And I think Philly, whereas I think Philly also will be, I think they're still better than the Atlanta Falcons. And right now, I'm going to get an edge to the Eagles in this game, man. I'm going to say the Eagles is going to win this game 38-35. I think it's really going to be literally one of those crazy, just no good defense to speak of kind of games. And they're just going to, I think they're going to, it's going to be like one of those, whoever has the ball last. And I'm just taking that to be Philly, and Philly's going to get them, man. I just think they're just, I think they're just a little bit better than what the Atlanta Falcons are going to be rolling out there, man. Just saying the Falcons are going to have a rough season, and they're totally in rebuild mode now at this point. Because after Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts and Matt Ryan on offensively, they don't really have a whole lot more than that. And then defensively, they have basically nothing. Defensively. So I guess we'll just move on. Moving along. I told you this is like a little partial show. I ain't got nobody on with me today, so we doing it up. So it's gonna be it's probably won't be on for too long tonight, honestly. But it's all good. Next week will be the real deal. But so we moving on to the Washington football team versus the Los Angeles Chargers. That's Washington's opening the game the first 2 weeks at home. Lucky them. Whew. Now, this game is going to be almost the opposite of what I feel like the Atlanta and Philly game is. This game is going to be a down and dirty game, I think. I mean, Justin Herbert, rookie of the year last year, man, Absolutely was phenomenal. But this is year 2. And there was a whole year tape out on Justin Herbert for defensive coordinators and defenses to watch, review, study, and maybe learn some tendencies that Justin Herbert may have that they weren't quite able to pick up on last season. With that being said, I believe in the talent in Justin Herbert, so I'm not trying to say anything remotely like he's going to bust out this year. I'm just saying this is a hell of a test. Week 1 on the road in Washington against that defense. Yeah, Washington, this is going to be a fun game to watch. This is going to be one of my favorite games probably to watch this weekend. Washington football team, man, for how good they are on defensively as we know, offensively, man, they got to prove something to me. They got some decent weapons. Looks like they're going to be going at this one without one of their new pieces, Curtis Samuel. But for the most part, they still got Logan Thomas at tight end, Scary Terry at wide receiver, who is also one of my absolute favorite players in the NFL currently right now, even though he plays on a division rival, but it is what it is. I respect greatness, and I think that kid is great. Antonio Gibson, another fun player to watch, man. Explosive running back, can catch the ball off the backfield really well. Ryan Fitzpatrick is the wild card, however. I mean, we know what Fitzpatrick is for the most part. He's always going to have a few good games every year where you're just like, Fitzmagic. He's awesome. He's this, he's that. But then he's also going to have those games where it's just like, get this guy the hell out of here, man. So it's a matter of, honestly, I think this game is really going to come down to which Fitzpatrick we're going to see, man, on Sunday, man. And I believe on this particular Sunday, opening day, fans back in the stadium full capacity, down there in Maryland. I think we're going to get a little Fitzmagic action. Chargers defense is definitely also legit. It's not the best defense. I wouldn't call it one of the best defenses in the league, but it's middle of the pack defense. So they're legit. They can definitely hold their own, especially against a team that may have the offensive issues possibly that Washington could have. With that being said, though, that traveling across the country week 1 is going to be a hostile environment, and you're going to be going against a rock-solid defense in the Washington football team. So it's kind of hard for me to get a Chargers the nod here, but Justin Herbert, man, did some special things last year as a rookie, man. And that kid, I think, is the real deal. He may have to face the reality of getting off to a bit of a slow start, though, with this being his first game against a defense like this. It's all the practice in the world, man. Can't really prepare you for to face a defense like this because, for instance, he's not. They might be simulating a pass rush. But they ain't really. But they not like he's not getting hit at practice. He's not. It's just not the same. But what's going on, Philly B? Just sipping on that Stacy's mom, bro. You know, she got it going on, bro. But yeah, so I just this is gonna be a fun game. I think this is gonna be a tight game. I think also another tight game. So good to have football back. So good to have football back. This is one of those kind of games where it's just like, yeah, this could be low key game of the week. Low key game of the week right here at Patas, because you got what could be a good young offense in with the Chargers, led by a good young quarterback. Not necessarily a young offense, but you got Austin Eckler in the backfield I think he's a phenomenal playmaker. You know what I mean? He's a good all-purpose back. He's proven to be that the last couple of years. And then Keenan Allen, man. Keenan Allen is one of the best wide receivers in the league, and I think he doesn't get nearly enough credit for being that as well. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and but I still think with all that being said, that traveling across the country is a bitch for a 1:00 game. Teams coming from the West Coast to the East Coast for a 1:00 game. it is never an easy thing to do. You know what I mean? That's the time difference, just everything. I know you usually get there probably a night before, but still, it's a tough thing to deal with. And I feel like the Chargers are going to come up a little bit short in this game. It's going to be a very good game. I think it's going to be probably in that like 20 to 14. I say like 20 to 14. I think Washington might pull this off, say 20 to 14, man. Yeah, that's what I'm pretty much going with here because Washington is that defense is rough, man. In week one at home, I think they're going to defend their home field, protect their home field with an opening day victory, man. Because it's just what I'm saying right now. Like I said, the Chargers, I believe in Justin Herbert. I believe in some of the other pieces the Chargers have. And it's not that I think they're going to be one of those like really good, fun teams to watch all season long. They play in a division that has the Kansas City Chiefs in it. So it's going to be a tough division for them to win just because of that fact alone. But I do believe they are the second best team in that division. So they still, right now, could strongly be in the running for a legit wild card spot. And they could be about a 9-10 win team this season, which would be a big upgrade from what they won, like I believe 6 games a year ago. So, but I believe they're going to start the season off with this L, though. I believe Washington is going to get them. And it's going to be 20 to 14, man, Washington. On their home field, week one. So now it's time to get to the main event. And y'all know what the main event is. The New York Football Giants hosting the Denver Broncos, baby. And it's another game where I believe this is going to be an ugly game as well, man. I don't know. It's not. I don't think this is going to be any kind of offensive explosions popping off here. I just don't see it. I think you got two teams that have good, solid defenses. And I think that's how this game is going to absolutely play out. I mean, you got, on one standpoint, you got Denver, who I believe has maybe arguably the best secondary in football, one of the best defenses in football overall, period. I mean, they got bookend pass rushers that are absolutely legit, even though Bradley Chubb apparently may not play. I'm not 100% sure about that yet. But at the same time, Denver Broncos, man, defense is nothing to sneeze at, man. However, the New York Giants defense is also nothing to sneeze at, man. We got some players on our defense as well. And even though I just said the Denver Broncos may have the best secondary in the NFL, our secondary is up there too, man. I believe we have at least a top 5 secondary in the NFL as well. Now, I think the difference in this game is what's going to be which offense can just make a couple more plays than the other one. And with that being said, I believe the New York Giants offense is going to make those couple extra plays. I mean, I just believe that we just have a better offense than the Denver Broncos, and I believe defensively we're at the very least at least equal in comparison on defensively, which is like I'm thinking this is going to be a pretty low scoring game, fairly low scoring game. It's going to be probably, it could be some turnovers popping off because he's got, like I said, 2 really strong defenses. And we just look at the breakdown of offenses right now. The quarterbacks, on one side, we got Daniel Jones. Obviously, we know this man has a lot to prove, a whole lot to prove. But from the other standpoint, you got Teddy Bridgewater, who before he had that devastating knee injury, to me was on the top half of quarterbacks in the NFL. He wasn't necessarily like a top 5 guy or anything like that, but he was maybe arguably right around in that outside that top 10 range, like definitely the top half, top 15 or so. He was definitely that before the knee injury. Since that knee injury, man, he pretty much was out for like 2 whole years. That's how devastating the injury was. He pretty much missed 2 whole years of football behind that injury. He's come back, and he's only proven to be no more than a backup quarterback. I mean, it is what it is. He got an opportunity in Carolina last year. But clearly, Carolina wasn't satisfied with what he gave them because Teddy Bridgewater ain't some ancient old man. So if Carolina was satisfied with what Teddy Bridgewater gave them, they would have just re-signed Teddy Bridgewater and brought him back. Instead, they let Teddy Bridgewater walk. They let Teddy Bridgewater walk and brought in Sam Darnold. So that to me just goes further to prove the point that Teddy Bridgewater is what Teddy Bridgewater is at this point in his career, which is honestly, he's a backup who went to Denver and beat out a high draft pick from the 2019 draft at quarterback to win that starting job. So that just tells you a little bit about Drew Lock, to be quite frank, because Teddy Bridgewater to me is honestly, he's just not a true starting quarterback anymore in the league. And he's probably just keeping somebody else's seat warm for right now in Denver. He's probably going to be 1 year and done there as well. It's like he was in Carolina. He's probably going to turn into the new Ryan Fitzpatrick, as a matter of fact, where he just moves around team to team. He'll start some games, start the season off for some teams or whatever, until whatever other quarterback they got is ready. That's basically what Ryan Fitzpatrick has been the last X amount of years of his career. So that's what I'm comparing Teddy Bridgewater to right now. He's like going to probably be the new Ryan Fitzpatrick, where he just moves around because he's a serviceable quarterback. But he's just not I don't know. He's not that guy that you really want to be dependent on to be your full-time 17-game starter. Denver Broncos are going with him for right now, but with Drew Lock right there behind him, it's not going to take much. If Teddy Bridgewater has a few slip-ups, hiccups, I'm sure they will not hesitate to pull that trigger and bring, because it's not like he played significantly better than Drew Lock this preseason. I do believe he did win that job fairly, though. I think he did outplay him a bit, but it wasn't like it was by some kind of significant margin where he was just so much better than Drew Lock. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna and with Daniel Jones, as far as Daniel Jones is concerned, like I said, for what it's worth, man, look, I am not gonna sit here and just be some kind of like guy that's just gonna just praise Daniel Jones for the mediocrity he's shown his first 2 years of his career. But I am gonna say this is the first year of his 3-year career now that he's been set up for at least to be able to succeed. Because he has not been his first 2 years, and that's just facts. That is absolutely facts. And with the return of Saquon Barkley, who, by the way, will be playing on Sunday. Oh, and Kadarius Toney also will be playing on Sunday. Oh, looks like Kenny Golladay also will be playing on Sunday. So it's like Evan Ingram's going to be pretty much the biggest name we have out. And you know what? For what it's worth, no big deal to me, because Evan Ingram has pretty much worn his welcome out as far as I'm concerned, with the way that guy just can't. He's no consistency with this guy whatsoever, man. So I really, honestly, I'm not trying to. I shouldn't talk ill of him like that, but at the same time, he's more annoying than anything else, man. Because he'll make those crazy layout and spectacular catches, and then the ball hits him right in his hands, and it just bounces off his hands and gets intercepted. Like I can't go through that again all season long, man. I just can't. Because so at the end of the day, it looks like he's not going to play. It's like he's definitely going to be out. He hasn't practiced all week. He hasn't practiced at all in the last 2 weeks. So it's more likely than not. It's Wednesday. He still hasn't practiced. It's looking like he's not going to be practicing tomorrow either. Most likely he's not going to be playing. But we'll still have pretty much everybody else welcome back Saquon Barkley, man. Because the things people have been saying about you this offseason, I can't wait for you to make them eat their fucking words, man. I can't wait. And this is a good test for you too, week 1 against a very stout Denver Bronco defense. So it's a great test to test that knee out, make sure everything good to go. Good test for the offensive line. Ready, man. I can't wait. Sunday, I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. As far as the score prediction for this game, I think we're looking at, I think New York is going to win this game because I think we're better. Contrary to what former Denver Bronco running back Monte Ball believes. I think we're better than the Denver Broncos. They're coming to our house. We got our fans back in the building at full capacity. And I know what MetLife is like when that stadium is filled up, baby, and it gets hyped in there. Bring out that New York Giant drum line, baby. But I think the New York Giants is going to win this game. I'm going to honestly say it's going to keep it low scoring. I'm going to say this is going to be like one of those 14-10 type of games, honestly. I just think both defenses are just very, really good, and they're not going to be just giving up points all over the place, man. I hope I'm wrong with that. Hope we score points like crazy. Hope we can throw up 30 on these suckers, on these jokers. Shout out to Joe. He think we're going to throw up 30. Joe Classified think we're going to throw up 30 on them jokers, man. And I don't know about that. I'm not so convinced. I'm not as convinced about that as he is. But I am excited. I'm excited for us to get our first opening day W since 2016. Hope that happens. Hope that dream comes true because it's been long overdue for us to win the game on opening day. 2016 was what? 5 years ago? Yeah, 5 whole seasons ago. Last time we had a winning record was the last time we won a game on opening day. As for Monte Ball, man, you got some more bulletin board material for us, brother? Give us some more, man. We want some more. Give us some more of that. Let us paste that shit up all over the wall. We a cakewalk, bro? We a cakewalk, bro? That's what you seriously said? A cakewalk? All Denver gotta do is show the fuck up. And that's it. That's basically all they gotta do is show up, is what you basically saying? Okay. We'll see about that, Monte Ball. We will see about that. I wish you were still playing, Mom. So our defense can light your ass up a couple of times. A cakewalk. Like I said, in my lifetime as a Giants fan, Giants eat up bulletin board material. Eat it right on up. So give us some more, please. And anybody else out there for the Denver Broncos that want to give us some bulletin board material, give us some more. Because Sunday, we're going to be ready, baby. Joe Judge is going to have them boys ready to play some football. Nate Solder getting started at right tackle. I definitely agree with that move because Matt Pert does not look like he's ready. So that's a great move right there. Starting Nate Solder at right tackle on Sunday. I just absolutely can't wait. I'm so glad not only New York Giant football, but I'm just glad football is back, period. And with fans in the stadiums again, it's going to look like some sense of normalcy. Them quiet-ass stadiums last year with the fake crowd noise being filtered in, that shit just didn't feel natural, man. It just didn't feel natural a year ago. So, like, I'm excited. I'm ready, man. Like, and as far as the New York Giants go, man, I'm ready for a big season. I'm ready for a big year. I think we can win this division legitimately. I'm not just saying that. I believe it legitimately. I believe we are the most balanced team in this division. And I believe we ultimately will prove to be the best team in this division. Contrary to what happened last year, I believe we were the best team in the division last year. Because even though Washington won it, they won the division because they won 7 games. But 2 of their 9 losses was to us. Remember, as long as they remember that, 2 of their 9 losses was to us. And to be quite frank, we should have swept the division last year because the 2 division games we did lose, the one to the Eagles and the one to the Cowboys, we should have won both of those damn games too. But at the same time, woulda, shoulda, coulda, we didn't. This year, we're going to clean all that up, and we're going to finish football games. And Daniel Jones, for what it's worth, I will look right into this camera right now and say, this is your last opportunity. This is your last chance. Excuses are completely off the table. You are set up. The offensive line still ain't great, but I got a feeling it's going to be a little bit better than it was a year ago because it was horrendous a year ago. And with all the weapons on the outside, you are set up, man. I don't want to see the stupid mistakes. Like the interception you threw in the game against the Patriots in the preseason game a couple weeks ago. Don't do stuff like that. Don't do it. If it's not there, throw it away. Make a play with your legs. Use your athleticism. I want to see your instincts this year, Daniel Jones, because that's been your weakness, man. Your lack of instincts has been your weakness, man. I'm talking directly to you, bro. I believe in you because I believe in the arm talent I've seen. You got the arm talent. You got the athleticism. You lack the instincts, bro. And you got to show me that you have instincts. Because you can make every throw on the field, and you can run with the best of them. As far as straight line speed, you're one of the fastest damn quarterbacks in the league. As weird as it seems to say that, it's the truth. It's just reality. As far as straight line speed, you don't have those, like I said, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray type of instincts running around with the football. But at the same time, you can run damn just as fast as them straight line speed. You can run just as fast as either one of them. But as my final thoughts, man, is just like I'm ready for football. I'm glad it's here. I can't wait till tomorrow night. Dallas Cowboys, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, starting this thing off, man. And it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting, man. I'm gonna have my beer in my hand. I'm gonna have something else in the other hand. And you know what? I'm gonna be watching some football tomorrow night. And hope y'all enjoy the games this week. And next Wednesday, I will be back for a full edition of the Real Deal NFC East Roundup. But for now, your boy Mac the Giants fan, Scurry say, peace. Listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants fan. That's MACDA Giants fan.